Welcome to a series of YouTube presentations presented by Dr. John Pollard, author of How Relationships Work.
Today's video is going to be about the second element of a relationship. This is called the structure in one way, but let's just call it a seesaw. The relationship you're on, one of the 12 different generic relationships, are on seesaws. And I hope you know what a seesaw is. One person sits on one side, one person sits on the other side. Now, the structure is important, but it's not the people in the relationship, okay? The structure defines the roles, rules, and customs of a relationship. So let's say you have a neighbor-neighbor relationship. Well, there's certain roles to being a neighbor. There's certain rules to being a neighbor, and there's certain social, political, and cultural elements that involve being a neighbor. So to define any relationship, you need to find the structure. You need to know what seesaw you're on. For example, if you're in a neighbor-neighbor relationship and you think the person on the other side of the fence is romantically attractive, you might start pretending that you have a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, but you don't really, you just have a neighbor relationship. So you're going to see what structure you're on, the seesaw that you're on, is important to the whole system. So basically, when you define a structure, you have role A and role B. Role A is on one side, role B is on the other side. Let's say a teacher-student relationship. The teacher is role A and the student is role B. Let's say you have a boss-employee relationship, then the boss is role A and the other side is role B. Normally, you put the primary, maybe what people would call the stronger person, on the left side. Doesn't really matter, but for example, in the parent-child relationship, the parent is definitely stronger than the child, so we put the parent as role A and then child is role B. Roles are the primary function of the seesaw. Each seesaw has defined roles, so parent-child, sibling-sibling, boss-employee, coworker-coworker. These roles are defined. The role is not the person. The role is what they should be playing. For example, if you play Shakespeare and you want King Lear is the role. And then the actor playing the role is the person. So you'll learn more about that in the next video. So every role has a set rules, and these rules are physical, emotional, mental, and social. Okay, I'll talk about that more later as well. But basically, if you know what seesaw structure you're on, then you know what the rules are, they're implied, and then the other thing that can happen is that there are customs. So customs are one of the areas where people who don't know how relationships work talk about it in a weird way, but basically customs are determined by your country, okay, or where you grew up. So for example, a boss-employee role in Iran might be different than a boss-employee role in Japan, but they're cultural differences. They're not differences in the role. So I hope you understand roles, rules, and customs and where they fit in. They're the seesaw that you're on, and we're going to talk more about the people that you're on the seesaw with in the next video. Tell your friends.
Stay tuned and subscribe for more YouTube presentations on how relationships work.